Hello and welcome to the Film Vomit Podcast, an extension of the Vomit series of podcasts. As always, we're your hosts, Mac Taylor and Cole Selby, and today we are finishing. We're doing a double dose of vomit for you, as we do Jurassic World and Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. We'll be done with the Jurassic World franchise, at least till Dominion is released next year.
Yeah.
But we have some time to take a break from the dinos. So we're going to start with Jurassic World, which came out in 2015. Cole, if I'm not mistaken, did we see this together in theaters?
We did. We saw it together.
Yes.
I was on a double. Well, it wasn't even a double date. It was more like a date with Seth and Jada. I was bringing Alexis with me.
Oh yeah.
It was a date.
There was a lot of us that night because like Kristen was there.
Well, we ended up just like kind of fucking just like everyone just like ended up going to the same screening at the same time, and we all just kind of conglomerated together and watched the movie together. And then we all went back to your place after and hung out more that day too.
As well,
I did. Yeah. Yes, we did a lot. Yeah. So I do remember. I have different feelings about the movie.
It's not the childhood nostalgia; it's like the teenager nostalgia.
Yeah, teenager nostalgia, like going on like a date night thing.
Yeah.
So granted, I guess I did kind of pay attention to the movie more than my date time.
I was also on a date during this movie, and I also paid way more attention to this movie. I love Jurassic.
Yeah. It was a cool experience. I almost kind of spaced that you were all there too.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that this morning as I was getting some stuff together for the pod. I was like, I think we all watched this together. See, it's Jurassic World. It's a movie I've seen a lot, like more than maybe some of the other Jurassic movies, just because I kept revisiting it for some reason.
Yeah. What is going on?
Cool with the webcam problems.
It's like, you know, that connection sound, that do thing. It's just doing that over and over and over. It's not stopping. Okay.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump into this. So we start out. We get the baby Indominus hatching, this is the first Jurassic Park movie to deal with the concept of hybrids. Because for many years there was scripts for Jurassic World 4 getting pitched, and some of them were wild. In concept. Some included like human dinosaur hybrids and things like that. So Jurassic Park 4,
like centaurs, just like body of man, head of velociraptor.
kind of. and I guess we kind of got that with Velocipaster. But Jurassic Park 4 had been pitched. I mean, the Jurassic Park 3 came out in 2001, and Jurassic World would not come out until 2015. So there was a long time we went without a Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we're dealing with hybrid dinosaur. Well, a hybrid dinosaur, and then we'll deal with another hybrid dinosaur in the next movie, and in the show Camp Cretaceous, which I will be kind of discussing a little bit because it ties in with this. There's a lot of hybrids talk amongst those. So but it was innovative when this movie came out. We're like, fuck, like a new dinosaur, like it could just be anything. Like I remember walking into it going like, that's really neat, and I can't wait to see how they do that. So we get interrupted from the cool ass dino shit for two brothers gonna take a trip together. Their parents are probably gonna get divorced. Gray, the younger one, really loves dinos. Zach's just a moody teenager. And like he says goodbye to his girlfriend, and they have that thing where it's like, does that like really gross teenage romance?
Yeah, like fucking like they can't stand being away from each other for like a week.
Yeah, it's like you'll be fine. They're fucking dinosaurs, okay?
Yeah.
And Judy Greer's in this movie is their mother. And it's hilarious because Judy Greer plays Karen in Halloween and Halloween Kills. And I was watching this with my girlfriend last night. And I was joking. I was like, what was her name in this one? Karen? And it actually fucking is. So Judy Greer plays the mom character named Karen in Jurassic World and Halloween.
That's funny.
Weird. But nevertheless, she's here for a couple of scenes, and she has this really stupid scene, honestly, where she's like, if something chases you, run. And it's like, yeah, you could put that line in a trailer. There's a couple of examples of lines that make sense for trailers, but don't actually make sense for the movie. Chris Pratt has most of them.
I feel like there's like a lot. I feel like there's like scenes, like especially nowadays, where they make they just make scenes just for trailers and stuff to get people hyped.
But like later, Chris Pratt has like a line where he's like, it depends what kind of dinosaur they're cooking up in that lab. And I'm like, no one just fucking says that. And then also later he goes, it's like taking a stroll through the woods 65 million years ago. And I'm like, no one fucking says that. Like, it's a great line in the trailer. It'll get people very hyped. It probably got me very hyped for the movie.
Yeah.
But in the actual context of film, it does not make a whole lot of sense to say these things. So and it's something I notice much more now as like a person who makes movies and watches a lot of movies and critiques movies and things of that nature. I notice it more now than I used to. Same thing with product placement. I used to really not ever pay attention to that, but now I like this movie's got some product placement. It's got Beats, Converse, a lot of Mercedes, Coca-Cola.
Yeah. The big ones that just kind of like just.
But the only one that's like glaringly annoying is the Mercedes ones, because the car is constantly drives right up to the logo every fucking time.
Yeah. They make sure it's like center frame at least for a little bit.
Whereas like the rest of it is kind of like thrown into the scene, but it's not like glaringly annoying.
It's not like World War Z with the Brad Pitt with the entire Pepsi machine.
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of gets annoying. And Gray is essentially just exposition dumping things about the park. Where he's like, they have like this many carnivores, and they have this many, and again, he's just excited about it, but it's also like telling the audience, like, because we don't know much. The park's open, and that's also the big. That was I believe it was the tagline for Jurassic World.
The park's like
park is open. Yeah,
it's been open for a while.
So we get to see, because in the first 3 movies, we never got to see a fully operational Jurassic Park. But in this one,
we got like the bare bones of it.
Yeah, exactly. Pun intended, right?
Even going back to from the first movie, when you were saying like with Hammond, where he when he was going through the like the little animation shit, whatever, with the people, like he even had the shit on the cue cards because he hasn't even gotten it, rehearsed down yet.
They were nowhere near ready to open.
Yeah, which I think makes it really good for this type of sequel taking place for when it did so many years later, because it gives time, like a realistic span of time. It's like, the park has been able to be open for this long. Like it's better for us as fans, because we grew up waiting. Like, we weren't waiting for a Jurassic Park movie, but when it did happen, it makes us believe that it could have been open for that much longer, because we have been waiting this much longer.
And so Colin Trevorrow is the guy that he's directing this one. He directed Dominion, and he writes the movies, and he's talks a lot with Spielberg about. Spielberg's still very heavily involved in this franchise. Mm-hmm. But Colin Trevorrow, you can tell he really, really cares about Jurassic Park. Like, really cares about it, because there's a lot of care that goes into detail on like filling in some blanks that because especially at Jurassic Park 3, there's a lot of shit that just didn't really connect. And one thing he did when this movie was being released, they put out a website for Jurassic World where you could learn all these facts about the park. You could see like some camera footage of the park and things. And one of the facts is that the park was opened in 2005.
Okay.
So at this point, the park's been open for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Which would make sense because the big talking point is when he's like people are tired of seeing dinosaurs. They're not wowed by dinosaurs anymore. We need something new, innovative, which is like, again, I'll never be able to grasp.
I can't either. I can't grasp people like just not being excited to be able to see a dinosaur. Yeah, I won't be able to grasp that either. And that's something that's
yeah, because it's like
grown up.
Yeah,
like with the dinosaur. So like to them, it's kind of like a normal thing. So they have been, seeing them, and it's like a normal part of their quote unquote daily life, just seeing this with the existence of dinosaurs. So I can grasp like the need to genetically modify some different ones, just to like catch the appeal of like young people.
But I don't know, just the idea of seeing a real life dinosaur being just a meh experience is just it's ludicrous.
Like I think
to think about.
Definitely. I think we're definitely in that boat where we just wouldn't be able to fathom something like that.
And a lot of the adults, like Grady and like Jake Johnson's character, where they're like, dinosaurs should be enough. Like that's a lot. That's a big, tall order. So Gray's fanboying out over this park.
Mm-hmm.
And then we meet Claire, their aunt, who is, kind of she's gonna be too busy to spend time with them because there's a lot of jokes about her being a shitty aunt. And she's dressed in all white, which is an homage to Hammond in the original film, because she's kind of like that kind of character in this. She's very straight and narrow businesswoman.
This Hammond's got boobs on her. That's
and she dumps Zach and Gray with her intern Zara.
Yeah.
So then we follow Zach and Gray. We get to see the gate, which has been, just rebranded, but it's still the gate.
Yeah.
We get the beautiful score.
Mm-hmm.
And the cinematography is brilliant. Very sunshiny and nice, and it just looks alluring and grandiose. That this park is open because they're seeing the park and we're seeing the park for the first time. So when those doors open and we see out in the crowds of people in the center, it's all just like grandeur.
Yeah.
We see some holograms, which will come into play later, and that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Future. So Claire is kind of, the head of operations, I guess, at Jurassic World. And, there's a lot of comparisons that could be made to how Jurassic World is portrayed in this movie and how like Disney World is.
Yeah.
I mean, even just the name Jurassic World, like Disney World, having the wristbands are like the Disney World, like hazmat, like the what do they call them? The magic bands.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Just how they deal with things. But at Disney World, if you have a bad day, like you wait in lines, you get sunburned, and you might drop your ice cream. At Jurassic World, if you have a bad day, you will be eaten. So it's vastly different in that aspect, but just how I think they were trying to kind of like poke a little fun at theme parks and kind of how unemotive they can be.
Mm-hmm.
Claire's kind of this head of operations, very, very serious person, trying to sell the hybrid dinosaur to investors. So she has the line of, welcome to Jurassic World. And talking about, we have this scary new hybrid dinosaur that, it's bigger, more teeth. And it's like, why though?
Yeah.
Like you can make a new dinosaur and it not be like Killing Machine.
Yeah. Like if I were, charged with, making a brand new dinosaur for kids to get all into, my first thought wouldn't be, more teeth. Cause
more danger. Let's just add it all,
Like,
let's make it smart and big and neat.
that's good for like, advertisement, posters and shit, marketing, I guess, people like that kind of stuff. But I would just hire like a CGI artist to do that for me, and I would just create a safe fucking herbivore. I'm in a weird boat where I love the herbivores. I love the grass eaters.
Herbivores are cool.
I love them. Dinosaurs. I love how big and dopey they are.
Brachiosaurus is one of the coolest dinosaurs in the whole thing. It's literally the first one we saw in the entire franchise.
Fucking like that's the direction I would have went. I would not have went into like, let's make it an actual apex predator.
Let's make a psychotic killing machine.
Yeah, like that'll get the kids going.
You know what kids like? Death all around. Let's give it to them.
Like, let's not think about how we got to show off those teeth and claws with live cows or something.
Yeah,
they just like the teeth being there.
And Claire's like, how long's it been since I saw you kids? Like 2-3 years. And Zach's like, 7. It's been 7. Been a long time.
He has like some resentment.
Yeah, like he's salty about it. And then we meet Jake Johnson's character, who's essentially like the comedic relief character here. He works in the control room.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing an OG Jurassic Park shirt.
Yeah.
He's like, I got this thing on eBay for like $150. And she's like, don't you think that's in poor taste? And he's like, but the original park, that's where it's at. They just had dinosaurs. I'm like,
such meta commentary from the movie there. Ooh.
Yeah. But also because it's like, of course there would be nostalgia for this other park, even though like it also went horribly wrong and a bunch of people were murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But time creates fondness.
Yeah.
Although, the original movie is held at such a high regard for a reason. We talked about it. It still holds up as like a freaking near perfect movie.
Indeed.
But it's cool that Jake Johnson's character does that. And he also, he's kind of, talking like, it's kind of fucked up that we're just like pimping out these dinosaurs. Because she's like, Verizon Wireless will present the Indominus Rex. And he's like, that's why don't we just have them name the dinosaurs? Pepsi-saurus and things like that. Because you're about a step away from doing that. And that's also taken from theme parks having companies sponsor rides and attractions.
Yeah.
I think T-Mobile sponsored some shit at what theme park was that? Can't remember. I know it's like you see advertisements for shit all the time. So it's business. That's how that shit works. Then we meet Simon Masrani, who's the new Hammond. Essentially, he's the financial backer of this park.
Yeah.
But he's a lot more naive than Hammond. Hammond knew, while he wasn't fully aware of the repercussions of the things he was doing, he still knew like what he was doing was very risque and dangerous and things.
Yeah.
Masrani is like guy who's had money a long time and just tries to do whatever's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Without really like, knowing, it's like riding a motorcycle without a helmet on, but not thinking about what happens when you wreck kind of thing. Because he's like, how's the park doing? Don't give me the numbers. Are the animals happy? And it's like, no, they're
like, I'm sorry, dog, but there's gonna be no zoo on Earth that's gonna make an animal happy.
No one likes being in a cage.
The name. Yeah, it's in the name. They're in captivity, dog. Are they happy? It's like, no, they're well fed.
That's about it.
Yeah, well fed and watered.
And then he is shown the Indominus, and we see that it tried to break the glass, and the feeders had to basically bring in a crane because it kept attacking the feeders, which is kind of what the raptors kind of what happened to them in the original movie. And it ate its sibling, so there was 2, but now there's 1. So it is essentially an apex predator that has no sense of remorse or familiarity. very scary. And she's like, is it gonna be scary enough? And he's like, oh, it'll scare the parents. And I'm like, yeah, because it tried to break the glass. You want to bring more people in here? Like, it almost broke the glass. I don't know. It just seems like it's a very bad idea.
It does.
You don't need Dr. Grant to tell you it's a bad idea.
But let's like, how many more? What's our red flag quota? Oh, we're under that. Okay, it's fine.
But Masrani's like, ooh, yeah, that's gonna make a lot of money. It's like, it would have probably made some money, but also would have had more deaths than what happened here.
Yeah.
So then we meet Owen Grady, played by Chris Pratt, the raptor trainer, who, you know, is running this drill with these raptors where they like chase this pig and then he like feeds them and gets them to like follow his commands and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. And the raptor redesigns are cool because they look more like birds, like kind of like chickens in a way, with how their bodies are designed and how they bob and move more. It's more bird-like.
Yeah.
But still looks like a raptor. So there are 4 raptors. There's Charlie, Echo, Delta, who are named after, you know, like military commands.
Yeah.
And Blue, who has a blue streak down her side. Blue is the beta, and of course Chris Pratt is the alpha.
Yeah.
Because his whole character is this all man shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we also meet Hoskins, played by the very talented Vincent D'Onofrio, who wants to militarize raptors. I don't know why.
It's just such a, it's stupid. It's honestly just stupid.
He's like, hey, nuclear weaponry can go dark as the internet gets knocked out. And he's like, these things, they're, millions of years of hunting and killing. It's like, yes, but they don't pick sides. It's just
like, they
will hunt and kill whatever.
Yeah, fucking like, I don't like, do you see people fucking taking lions and shit into battlefields? No, you fucking don't. But they're really good at what they do, and they also have millions of years of tuning and performance tweaks to make them as good as they are.
Yeah.
And we still don't use them.
No.
Like,
you shouldn't use animals in war. It's not a great, especially like predatory animals.
Yeah.
Because like Grady and this Barry is the other guy's name, say, like, what if they decide they don't want to follow orders? What if they get hungry? Like,
what, like, how are you going to train them to discern enemy combatant and civilian?
Yeah. Like, it's a wild animal. And that's kind of the thing that also this movie does that I like, is that the raptors are, even though Grady can get them to do certain things and, to not attack him.
Yeah.
They are still wild. They're dangerous wild animals.
Yeah. Well, they do the same thing. Like, if they see any sort of like weakness in them, they'll try to like attack that, like kind of prod that weakness in him as like a leader, quote unquote.
Yeah, the only one that didn't was Blue.
Yeah. Like, this is kind of how they react. And like, I mean, just him seeing how they act then at that point in time, with Pratt's character. What's Chris Pratt's character?
Owen Grady.
Jesus. I just think Chris Pratt.
It's hard to discern that. Hard. Yeah.
Fucking Owen. And like that should have just been, clue enough. Like, this is a person who was with them since they were babies, and they still kind of don't listen to him.
Yeah, because during that little feeding exchange, he's like, hey, you get back.
Yeah.
Knock that shit off. Like,
these aren't puppies.
No. they're it's very dangerous. But Hoskins is immediately like, let's put them on the battlefield. He goes, we'll promote loyal bloodlines. And it's like, they don't give a shit about.
Yeah, they don't. They don't have any concept of that. They're animals. No. They have no mental capacity to even know what that is.
And then on cue, the pig gets out, and a kid tries to pull it in and is almost eaten by raptors, and Grady has to go in and save him.
Yeah.
And Grady is barely able to get the raptors back enough to get out of there himself.
Yeah, like he's like, just proofs in the fucking raptor pudding.
Yeah.
Right there.
And he's like, hey, don't turn your back on the cage. And the kid turns around and you could see that one of the raptors is trying to like shove its head through.
Yeah.
It's a very cool scene.
It was. Yeah, I kind of liked that.
Then we see these poor little baby dinos that are being like ridden by toddlers and like grabbed and petted. And I'm like, oh, those poor babies. Get them out of there.
For real. Like, that's just kind of inhumane, dog. Little fucking kids fucking little mitts on you.
And Zach and Gray are like, let's ditch this babysitter lady and let's go out on our own. And it's like, what could possibly go wrong being unsupervised on Dinosaur Island?
Yeah.
Oh, they head to the T-Rex exhibit where they have the flare, which is a callback to the first movie where it eats the goat and everything. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the exact same T-Rex as the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
You can tell by it has very distinctive scars on its neck from the raptor attack in the first movie. So I think it's cool that the original T-Rex is still alive and at Jurassic World.
Yeah, this time is much older. Yeah.
And Karen calls Claire to scold her. Like, you're supposed to be spending time with them and they could be so mean, and she cries and she does her mom thing, and then we don't see her to the end of the movie.
Yeah, like we've never cared about you or your soon-to-be ex-husband.
No, not at all. The melodrama in this movie falls very flat for me. When it comes to the family stuff.
It's one of the worst fucking aspects of this movie. I wish they never fucking had it written in.
It's like, let's just keep going with the dino stuff. We got plenty of stuff going on here. We don't need this extra stuff.
Yeah, this is just fucking padding runtime bullshit. I think.
So then Claire goes to get Grady because they want his opinion on the Indominus, and there's like some sexual tension. They talk about why they never got a second date and stuff. They do this in both movies. It's also kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And he was also doing some man stuff, working on his motorcycle, drinking some brewskis.
Oh yeah, he's got to fucking exude fucking male
all the time, just constant masculine energy.
Testosterone fueled men. Man, I always have grease. I'm always dirty. I never shower.
Yeah, good stuff.
I think he is always dirty in the movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't think he's ever once clean.
No time to shower when you got this man stuff to do. So he comes to check out the Indominus, and he's like, yep, that's the only positive relationships with the crane. It's in isolation. This is not good.
Yeah.
No es bueno.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the boys see a mosasaur in like a SeaWorld show where it like jumps up, gets a shark, and flops in his face, splashed.
How did that get greenlit? That big fucking thing. Like it's kind of close to people, don't you think? It's a little close.
Yeah. And we'll see later. You don't want to be close.
Yeah, like they treated it like they could fucking like they could have trained it like some like orca or like
but even then, look what happens to orca trainers half the time.
Yeah, like this, like I wouldn't go to that personally. That's too big of a dino.
What if it gets a little extra oomphed?
Yeah, what if it gets a little rambunctious and just kind of, leans to the left or to the right a little bit.
But also, Colin Trevorrow said that this movie he relied a lot on like because how captivities and zoos aren't cool or whatever.
Yeah.
So he said that like the Blackfish was a big inspiration for him on this, and you can definitely tell like with how they talk about the Indominus, like being in isolation and like how that would drive it kind of crazy, and its only positive relationship is being fed there. Yeah. It's kind of how Tilikum was treated in SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm.
There's some parallels we made there. But also for the mosasaur too, like it's literally just being like, "Hey, jump up here and get this thing."
I mean, and like look at the size of it and like the size of like its space. And like
it's huge.
Like
that thing's connected to the lagoon. It does go out. It does have space, but still, like that thing's gonna get very stir crazy.
Mm-hmm.
of like, it's why white sharks can't survive in captivity. They eventually know their perimeter, and white sharks just want to go. They want to swim. They want to be free, and it just dies because it's like what's the point of living in this little tank?
Yeah.
But the mosasaur is cool with it's being in the lagoon, but it will eat whatever it can whenever it can.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, we get a little brief look at the mosasaur. And then they're like, oh my God, there's no thermal scan on the Indo. And now everyone's like, what? And they see claw marks going up the side. They're like, did it get out? And I'm like, security guy, you didn't see it over here climbing?
Yeah, this whole thing I don't like. You say, okay, you can't catch it on thermals. Regardless of any other future shit that happens, why was your first instinct to go in?
Yeah, because they just like Claire goes to figure out where the tracking beacon is, and the rest of them just walk in.
Like, no, you don't do like you do like you make sure everything's sealed first, and then you make sure about you make sure about the tracker first and foremost. You do that.
So they go in, and they're like, "Yeah, Claire, it's in the cage. It's in there." And she's like, "Uh-oh, you guys might want to get out of there." But technology doesn't work, and they don't really know it's there until they see it.
Yeah.
And because the Indo, this is the first time we get like a full look at it.
Yeah.
But it's like T-Rex size, white, with like little quills on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got really long arms, so it just grabs a dude.
It's very much like Velociraptor upscaled.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Which it does have a lot of raptor characteristics. They should have been able to figure out it was part raptor way before they did.
Yeah.
Like the way it just like moves around and things. But yeah, just like grabs a dude, fucking throws him down and stomps them. I just thought that was funny. So yeah, grabs that guy, eats that guy. The security guard just opens the gate and bails.
Yeah, which I mean, yeah. Sorry.
Chris Pratt goes through and they try to close the gate, but the Indo gets out, eats that dude who was just hiding behind a car.
Yeah. The poor guy.
Chris Pratt pours gasoline on himself so that he can't be smelled.
Which wouldn't he just smell the gas?
Yeah, but maybe it's like I don't want to eat it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's a little, I do kind of, that's like a little bit of like a quick thinking thing, I'll say. I mean, like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
No, that was very clever. I wouldn't even know where the fucking gas line is to do it. So yeah, but he works on cars.
Yeah,
he's a man's man. He knows that gas line is. That's why he keeps his pocket knife right here.
It's all coming together. Jesus.
So the Indo leaves them. And there's that scene where it like leans down and kind of sniffs, and you can see like the blood all in its mouth and stuff. It's very, very, very cool visual. All the good stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie is full of really cool visuals.
And then like it cuts to the control room where everyone's just like real tense because like this thing's out. People just fucking died. Like,
yeah.
And Masrani's like, don't call anyone. We'll handle this. No one else is gonna be. And Jay John's like, eating, because they were fucking eating, dude. Like that's a big whoopsie.
Yeah.
So they're sending in asset containment units, which is just people with shocky guns and tranks.
Yeah.
To get this giant killing monstrosity. Horrible idea. And Chris Pratt even says, like, we have a giant anti-tank gun. I don't know why, but we have one.
Yeah.
Let's just kill it. Let's drive that shit up.
Just fucking
shoot it. We're done.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why would they have that? You know what? Just for situations like this one. For the purely...
And Claire's like, we can't turn this park into a war zone. There's people here. And I'm like, yeah, but if we don't kill it, it's just going to go wandering around the park.
I feel like one artillery round isn't going to turn into a war zone, Claire.
No, that's just
calm your
boom, dead, we're done.
Yeah, like, it's okay. like worrying about fucking shooting big guns when you just sent in a fucking squadron of dudes. They granted with tranks, but I mean I don't fucking care. They have their guns. It's like that's more war zone than fucking one big gun. I'm sorry.
And then Hoskins is like, oh, guys, we can use the Raptors for this. And it's like, you want to release dinosaurs to track down a loose dinosaur? That's like there being a fire in your kitchen, and then you decide to set fire to your living room, hoping it'll cancel out. Like,
yeah, like that's like I hate it. I hate him as a character. I hate his character.
What's that? Dr. Grant says that's a very bad idea.
Jesus, like just I just hate that. I don't like that little subplot of like, oh, we could do this for the army.
And then we cut away from that to talk about Zach and Gray's parents' divorce.
Yeah.
Which really stops them. And like, you're at a theme park having fun. Now this kid's just fucking crying. It's like, I don't care about any of this. Can we get back to the dinosaur stuff?
Yeah.
And we do. We get back to the dinosaur stuff. So they find the tracking unit was cut out. So it clawed its own tracking unit out.
Yeah. Which I've suspended. I've put my fucking beliefs to the side for the sake of cinema. I have zero belief in my mind that a fucking animal would have any concept of what a GPS tracker is, how it would have any sort of memory of it being implanted, and how it could find it, like, and how it could correlate that with its supposed tracking.
Yeah.
I that's a little much for me personally. I can like believe this thing being incredibly smart, as an animal, because I mean we already showed that with its escape and the claw marks of its containment. It's shown to be incredibly smart. I just can't believe the fucking it clawing out its own tracker deal. Like that's too much for me.
Yeah, it's a little goofy.
Like that's incredibly goofy.
And then so they find this like chunk of flesh with the tracker in it. Yeah. And he's like, the blood's not clotted yet, so it's got to be near here. And then we see it can camouflage because it blended into the trees. And then it grabs a dude, stomps a dude, thwacks a dude. One guy's running at it, shooting it. And I'm like, bro, it didn't work the other 100 times you shot it. Why do you think it's going to work now? Why are you running into its mouth? That guy wanted to die.
He was just giving up on life.
So yeah, it murders the shit out of all of them.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, close down the park, get everybody on the main street, which is a horrible idea. You should have sent everybody home immediately. You shouldn't have had them, get to one place. So Zach and Gray get on the Gyrosphere, which is this big, circular clear ball.
Yeah.
They call it the hamster ball, which is funny. Yeah. But it's pretty neat. It's a pretty cool thing. And it shows up in Camp Cretaceous and Falling. They try to throw it in as many times as they can. They're like, we fucking paid for this design of this thing. We're gonna use it whenever we can. So they go off, but then the ride gets closed. So that really nerdy guy from Stranger Things is like, guys, the ride's closed. And everyone starts yelling at me. He's like, I just work here, man. Like, oh, I felt that. Hard. But Zach and Gray, they're out there. They're bonding, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as brothers do. Even though the older brother seems to be a bit of a dickhead, like like a bit more of like overwhelming dickhead sometimes.
And Masrani meets with Wu to argue about like, you made a monster, and Wu's like, you told me to make a monster. And I gotta agree with Wu.
Yeah.
Like, you asked for this, bigger, more teeth, cool. If you want me to make those things, it's gonna have repercussions. Yeah,
he was just doing his job. I'm pretty sure he was getting paid a lot of money to.
We needed cuttlefish DNA for advanced growth.
Yeah.
Now it can camouflage. We needed the fucking DNA, dude. Like.
Yeah. Which that's that's not necessarily how DNA works, but I mean, I can let it slide because it's cool.
Yeah.
That for the Indominus to like, camouflage.
Yeah. So yeah, like, gotta agree with Lou here. He's like, yeah, you wanted a monster. I made a monster. Now you're mad because the monster's doing monster shit. What do you want from me?
It's like, you should have had better fucking security.
Yeah. If you'd asked me for a giant marshmallow thing, I could have made that for you. But no, you asked for a giant apex predator. Here you go. But yeah, because Masrani had no idea that things could go this bad.
Yeah.
Then we get the Jimmy Fallon video, which is just him like being goofy. It's like one of them normal ride videos. But the ride gets closed, and the boys are like, "Joyride." This is another bad idea.
Yeah.
And Claire even tries to call them, but man, nobody can get a fucking signal in this park ever.
You would think they would just have dedicated cell towers.
But no. Communication is shit in this park, man. So then Claire goes to get Grady, and she's like, "You need to help me with my nephews." And he's like, "How old are they?" And she's like, one of them's a teenager, and the other one's smaller." So it's more like bad aunt jokes.
Yeah.
And then Zach and Gray are like, Zach's like, "Man, look at those 4 dinosaurs." And Gray's like, "There's 5." And he's like, "No, there's 4." And then they see the reflection of the Indominus. And he's like, "Nope, there's definitely 5. And it fights an Ankylosaurus, which was really cool to see. It figures out it needs to roll it over on its back to get it.
Yeah.
Sad to see the Ankylosaur die there, but
yeah.
And then it starts smashing the ball. And so the kids get out and they jump over a waterfall in standard water, so it gives up on them. Smart thinking by Zach there. To kind of, wait it out.
Yeah, indeed.
So Claire and Grady, they find the ball. And then they find the dead Brachiosaurus, which is a very, very sad scene, very emotional scene.
Yeah.
Where there's this dying Brachiosaur, and Claire finally has to look at these things like animals, not like, things you pay for.
Yeah. Like she's probably, only been on the business end of it all. Like she sees them, creating them and then, letting them loose out into the thing.
She sees the blips on the radar.
Yeah, the stuff like that.
Yeah, but now she has to see this thing literally take its last breath.
Yeah. Which is honestly, I mean, that's a sad thing for any animal.
Yeah.
Like seeing an animal like that. I felt like that's just kind of, I guess, a correlation with the people who run zoos too. Dismantle all zoos, please.
So then we look out and we see all the dead Brachiosaurs. So basically, this thing's just killing. It has no.
Yeah.
It's not for food. It's just it wants to murder things.
Which is honestly a good thing to have. It is just killing for the sake of killing. That way, it actually makes it into a quote unquote a monster thing. For the movie.
Yeah. A clear villain. It's not
a clear
like the rest. It's not like the Rex or the Raptors where they're just doing what they do.
Yeah.
This thing is a legit monstrosity. It's literally like Frankenstein made a monster, and now that monster needs to be stopped.
Yeah. It is pretty fucking fucked up. I mean, it was a little bit for me. It is literally just killing for the sake of killing, because nothing really does that. Not really, and any sort.
It almost gives it a human quality, really.
Yeah.
To have this sadistic nature. So Claire now sees the error of her ways in a way. And Hoskins is like, I got the approval to get these raptors on the battlefield. And I'm like, yeah.
How do you get approval already?
Engine.
Fucking it's just what thought process did they have?
They're probably like, fuck it, we're not there. If something goes wrong, it's not our problem.
This. Jesus.
So Zach and Gray find a little bit of nostalgia because they find the visitor center. And so it's got the banner and like the backdrop of the Velociraptors. Very cool. And then they somehow get a 20-year-old Jeep to start.
Yeah.
So you remember we worked on Grandpa's car? It's like, yeah, but that was like a car that was like running at one point. Like this day, it's been 20 years of just sitting in this building.
Yeah.
And you got it to start?
Let's not think about, the oil in there. The oil sitting in it, the gas sitting in it, because the gas is going to separate over that long of time.
Plus, it's the building's decayed, so it's been rained on, rusted.
Yeah, buildings decayed. Yeah, all the debris, all the dust, just creeping into everything. Like it's not like if it would run, it would not run well.
Yeah, but they're just like speeding through. They're that thing looks clean.
Like a Mercedes-Benz should be.
So Masrani tries to stop Hoskins from taking over here.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Grady and Claire have a run-in with the Indominus.
Yeah.
Where it chases them through the visitor center. And Masrani's they're like, we need a pilot. Masrani's like, I am almost a pilot. So he very shakily flies his helicopter to the aviary where all the flying birds are kept. And the Indominus just breaks through it. So now all the pterodons and dimorphodons are flying all about. And the helicopter crashes. Masrani is dead. And now Hoskins is in charge.
What a turn of events.
Yes. So Zach and Gray reach the park at the same time that all the birds do. And they start just attacking guests on Main Street.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
It's just fucking, it's just like a fucking, like mad house for everybody. I really like the scene of just them just kind of pecking and picking up people,
throwing people.
Throwing them around.
And then Zara, the
chaos of everything,
gets a pretty brutal death for a non-villain, where she's thrown about by the pterodons, dropped into the water, and when the pterodon goes to pick her up, the mosasaur comes and eats her and the pterodon.
Yeah.
It's like she was just trying to do her job. She wasn't good at it, but she was trying.
For real.
But nevertheless, very, very memorable scene. Then there's a shootout. Dimorphodons and pterodons are dropping left and right. Grady has a fight with one. Then Claire shoots it like 4 times. And Zach and Gray unite with Claire and Grady. Grady, again, exuding more of his masculinity.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, someone's trying to weaponize the Raptors. So Grady punches Hoskins, but he knows he has to do this because if Hoskins is in charge, the Raptors are going to die.
Yeah.
So he takes over and he's like, here's the plan. Do not shoot my Raptors. I'm the alpha cool guy.
I'm alpha. Don't shoot my Raptors. We're going to remember I got to save the people and don't shoot my Raptors.
And Zach and Gray, Claire's putting him in the back and she's like, hold hands. And there's this funny bit where Gray's trying to hold Zach's hand and Zach's just looking at him like, no, I'm not doing that. More brother melodrama.
I would hold hands.
Where they're, talking about ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get, more man stuff. Grady's riding a motorcycle next to a pack of velociraptors.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a very cool scene.
It is. It really is. I mean, that would be like a cool. I felt kind of cool watching it. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty cool scene.
So they catch up to the Indominus, who has Raptor in him, so he gets the pack to turn on everybody.
Yeah, which he can talk to him, sure.
But then the guy with the rocket launcher just misses.
Yeah. So
the Indominus escapes. The Raptors just start shredding up all these InGen guys.
Yeah, as Raptors do.
And it's cool because you see the cams on the Raptors. So you see people screaming.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene. Grady finds Charlie, who doesn't attack him. They just kind of look at each other. And then he's blown up by the rocket launcher guy. It's like, oh, you can hit a velociraptor, but you can't hit a gigantic fucking.
Yeah. Like what a time to get a pinpoint aiming.
Yeah.
He used his one lucky shot from in Vats.
Poor Charlie.
Poor guy.
So yeah, the Raptors are now, turned on everybody. Charlie's exploded.
Yeah.
Blue almost killed the other trainer, Barry. But Owen lures her away. Echo and Delta are chasing Claire and the boys. Delta jumps through the window. Because like the one guy, as he's dying, he like pulls open the door and it's like, you idiot, you killed us all.
Yeah.
And they zap Echo, and then so the Raptors kind of have to give up and run away another way. But very cool scene of them running very fast.
A lot of running.
Wu gets his shit and dips, which is a thing he does all the time.
Yeah, he did. It's like, remember when he just got his shit and dipped in the first movie? Like, this is why this movie's a thing.
And Jake Johnson,
main character trait.
He's like, someone has to stay behind, and it'll be me. And he goes to kiss the girl, and she's like, "Oh no, I have a boyfriend." He's like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll see you later." Like, a very awkward, fun moment for his character. So Hoskins, he's trying to monologue again about progression, and then Delta comes in and eats him. So Hoskins really got his wish with these Raptors, didn't he?
Never liked him.
So the Raptors surround Owen, but Blue, turns back with him. They're like, we can't turn on this guy.
Yeah.
So they attack the Indominus. Delta gets incinerated, like thrown into that like flame grill thing.
Yeah.
And Echo gets chomped. And then there was a funny scene before where they did use a Dilophosaurus hologram to kind of like freak out Echo for a second.
Oh yeah.
But they're like, shit, the Raptors are losing. We need more teeth. I don't know why, but Claire goes and gets Rexy from the Rex paddock.
Yeah. Very
cool scene where she's running with the flare and Rexy's coming in behind her.
And I gotta say, she did all that in heels.
Yeah, she caught a lot of flack for it, but like it's a movie, it's fine.
Yeah.
And because in Fallen Kingdom, she wears shoes that work.
Well, my first thought was like, God damn, you do that all in heels? Like, that shit probably hurts. Like, honestly.
Yeah, she said she practiced running in heels for quite a while before this movie. So we get Rexy and the Indominus squaring up. The Indominus almost kills the T-Rex here, but Blue's back, and Blue is riding Rexy's head and like attacking the shit out of this Indominus.
Yeah.
And they push it back by the water where the mosasaur jumps out, grabs it, pulls it under the water, and eats it.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome scene. Great dinosaur shit.
It's a really, really cool fight. Really cool scene throughout. I do like I liked how it all looked. It's kind of weird how the three dinos just kind of seem to like have this whole like setup, like pincer effect planned out. Almost it seemed like they had it all planned out. I mean, because it's the movie. Of course, like fucking the big, what's the big water dinosaur?
Mosasaur.
Mosasaur. Yeah, the mosasaur. I can imagine it just sitting like at the bank of the water, just like seeing these things fighting. It's like, which one's gonna come up first?
Who's coming over here? Who's coming over here?
Like, he's just like super happy about no matter what happens. It's like, I'm gonna get some food.
I'm gonna eat.
Yeah. But it is a really, really cool scene, really cool fight scene throughout. And I like how they brought back the T-Rex. I like that.
In OG T-Rex stuff.
Yeah, the OG.
So yeah, then the Indominus is dead. Everyone's reunited with their families. Blue and Grady part ways. And Rexy roars on her island, which is now hers again. She's the queen of Nublar, reigns supreme. Fun facts. Main Street was at an abandoned Six Flags, which is funny because Six Flags was also, I believe, where Hellfest was shot.
Oh. Oh
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
We're just constantly getting Six Flags
Yeah.
sets.
I mean, that's at least they didn't have to worry about
Yeah.
shops.
Indominus Rex means untamed king.
Ooh.
Which is an interesting name. Harrison Ford was offered a role in this movie, and he said no.
What role?
I don't know.
Huh. I wonder.
Maybe Hoskins.
That would have been interesting. Maybe.
The theater on Main Street says pterodons live in 3D while the pterodons are attacking. And this is the only, to date, the only Jurassic Park movie that does not feature rain.
Oh yeah.
Never rains in this movie.
It sure fucking. It was like basically like daylight for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's dark at the very end, like right at the end.
Because it's kind of like taking place over the day.
Yep.
So yeah. It didn't rain.
Yeah, crazy. Usually it's like rain, shit hits the fan.
Yeah, that's funny. Didn't even notice that.
So that was Jurassic World. Cole, final thoughts before we move on to Fallen Kingdom.
It's a cool action movie. I'll say that it's a cool action movie. Front and foremost, it's a cool action movie. I do like how it kind of does have like the subtle like underbelly stuff of like genetically modifying animals for entertainment, and what does that say about us as humans and whatever. Like there are like themes there to explore. I personally watched it for the action, but when I first viewed it in 2015, I was watching it as like an action movie. Watching all the Jurassic Park movies, moving up to this one, changed how I watched it. It definitely suffers from Chris Pratt syndrome a little bit.
With the oversaturation of Chris Pratt.
Oversaturated Chris Pratt, and just how goddamn manly he is.
Yes. And it doesn't change in Fallen Kingdom either.
It doesn't.
Right forward.
He is the manliest man. And of course, this was when he was like getting really big roles, like a lot, like back to back. So everyone wanted a piece of Chris Pratt. I mean, I wanted a piece of Chris Pratt.
Because this was right around the time like Lego Movie came out the year before.
Yeah, and really showed off his
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he really showed off his fucking talent.
Yeah.
Previously, so yeah, everyone wanted a piece of him, and he does, and he does really well, in this movie.
Yeah,
for what he has, like it's really good. He's a good action movie star. He really is. Really,
to me, Jurassic World's the closest we get to the really goodness of Jurassic Park since Jurassic Park. Like, it's probably my second favorite Jurassic Park movie.
Seeing the actual park.
The park's open. The Indominus is cool. The Raptor stuff is cool. The Mosasaur is cool. Like there's a lot of just cool shit that happens. Yes, the melodrama shit kind of annoys me. Chris Pratt is the manliest man. There is a lot of like, and the movie flows very nicely.
Yeah. Like again, it's a 2-hour movie that doesn't feel 2 hours.
Exactly. Whereas I think Fallen Kingdom kind of fluctuates in, its pacing.
Yeah.
This movie, once we get going, once the Indominus shit happens, we just go. And that's what we need. Whereas in Fallen Kingdom, there's a crescendoing effect, and I don't think it works. But we'll talk about that. We're moving on. Fallen Kingdom, 2018. I also saw this movie in theaters.
Ooh, I did not.
And that was the only time I had seen it until just last night. So, this was my second/third time watching this movie. And I was curious to see how I felt about it, because I've always thought, like, for my Jurassic Park ranking as a whole, I always know, like, first film here, world here, 3 at the bottom. Where does the middle fall?
Yeah.
But I'd seen Lost World enough, but I hadn't seen Fallen Kingdom enough. But now that I've seen it, I'm still torn on which I like better, Lost World or Kingdom. But let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So we start out. scubaing, trying to find the Indominus Rex bones in the lagoon. And the guy's like, yeah, don't worry. If anything's in here, it should be dead by now. But like, you underestimate Mosasaurus and how much meat it got from the Indominus. Like, that's a lot of meat.
It probably got other things just falling in too.
I was like, it was eating pterodons. Yeah. It was, that thing ate quite a bit.
People, I bet it ate some people.
Like, it was snatching everything, but also the Indominus was a lot of meat. That I'm sure, and you can preserve things underwater, like that deep underwater. I'm sure it ate the Indominus for a while. And we see the Mosasaur shadow above them, which is like, oh shit, it's not dead. And we also like the thing about Fallen Kingdom that I'm probably going to keep saying throughout this part of the podcast is that it has a very cool horror aesthetic that really most of the Jurassic Park movies don't have, especially World, which is so brightly lit. Fallen Kingdom, especially this opening and the climax, are darkly lit. It's raining immediately in Fallen Kingdom. We lost that real quick.
With rain. Yeah.
There's like lightning where you see like the T-Rex only when the lightning is shown. It's very horror-esque. And I love that about it. I really do. I think it's very cool. Like seeing the Rex and the lightning and the Mosasaur shadow and like the light going out because you see the Mosasaur's mouth and then you see a top shot of the light just gone. It's very cool. We get a Rex chase where the guy's like running away and the gate stays open. So now the Mosasaur can leave and is now out in the world.
I love how like the little iPad thing, whatever he uses to close the gate. It's like, and it gets broken. It's like, gate's only 50% closed. It's like, why wouldn't the gate just continue closing? Like, we have like binary systems for a reason. When you hit close, it just closes. Like, that's
not anymore. It doesn't.
Like, everything has to be connected to Wi-Fi. It's like you have to have a constant connection.
The connection on this island sucks. We've established that.
Yeah, fucking. Like, that's a little goofy.
So he gets away from the Rex onto this ladder, but is then eaten by the Mosasaurus.
Yeah.
There's some dark comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like so happy. He's like, yeah, I made it, and chomp.
Yep.
Like, that's
very cool. And again, that Mosasaurus, it knows how to get its meals.
It does. We've been shown that it jumps. It's got
hops and gets up there.
It will get you.
Very, very cool stuff there. And then we see, in the next scene, there's a volcano, Mount Saibo, which will erupt and completely destroy Isla Nublar and all of the dinosaurs that are left in the world. And there's this question being asked of, should we save the dinosaurs or should we let them die?
Yeah.
Malcolm is very clear. We see the return of Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
Where he's like, listen, nature is doing what it tried to do before. It is erasing dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are not meant to be alive with us for a reason.
Yeah.
The nature killed them then. Nature's trying to kill them now. All we have to do is nothing. We just don't do anything. We've already done enough shit. Let's just let this happen and we're done.
Yeah. Which is there any lore or anything that says anything about Site B?
There is lore about it. With Camp Cretaceous, we've learned a little more about it. But I haven't seen season 4 yet. Tonight I might have more answers.
Yeah.
But from what the DPG website / Jurassic World websites were saying around the time they released these movies, is that Site B, a lot of the dinosaurs that were on Site B were moved to World for display. Or died. And that it was empty. So there's no longer dinosaurs on Site B.
I figured that like they moved, they used the dinosaurs already there, like why start from the bottom up again. I just don't think, like, did they explore that in the movies? Like, did it say? I don't know if they did.
I think they mentioned Site B in Kingdom, and they just say there's nothing there. But like I said, with Camp Cretaceous especially, they've kind of mentioned Site B, and in season 4, we're seeing this other island that they were taking stuff from Site B for. Again, I'll know more tonight. Next time we're on this pod, I'll tell you the deets. About it. But as of right now, it's a little fuzzy. But we know that there's nothing alive on Site B.
Yeah. What we know is that all the dinosaurs are
on Nublar or unaccounted for.
Yeah.
So, but it does pose an interesting question. Cole, do you think Malcolm is correct, or do you think the DPG is correct?
Like,
because it's a tough decision.
I would say, I didn't have to think about it.
I side with Malcolm just because, listen, we fucked up by making him in the first place. Fully agreed. But we let them have the island. We left them alone.
Yeah.
Nature's taking its course. Let's just let nature take its course. If we keep intervening, we've learned nothing.
Yeah.
From making them in the first place.
Yeah, I would say definitely, like, I'd definitely, like, be on the side, I'd be sad, see the adventures die. It'd be a very sad thing. But yeah, like, just keep away from human interference, because human interference is what, inevitably caused all the deaths of many, many people that could have just been prevented.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll definitely on the side of not wanting them to die, but just not doing a damn thing and just letting stuff happen.
Yeah. So Claire, we now see like comparisons, like she's still in an elevator coming down, but now she's like, her hair is pulled back. She's a little more like, I don't know, humanized, I guess is the way to say it.
I think,
less strict businesswoman and more like worker bee.
Rugged. I don't know. Something like, I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
Because she works for the Dino Protection Agency. So basically, there are people trying to find a way to save the dinos of Nublar. And we also meet Zaya, who's a dinosaur kind of vet.
Yeah.
And Franklin, who's like a tech guy. So they're trying to get like funding, and they get a call from Benjamin Lockwood, who we learn was Hammond's right-hand man, who we've never heard about until now.
Wow, like ain't that just funny, guys? Ain't that just great how this is a thing that is real?
Like, we've never mentioned them until right now, but they've been super important and around this whole time.
I'd be happier with him just being a man.
And his like money spender guy is Eli Mills, who wants to, he's like, Claire, we're going to move these dinosaurs to this other island and kind of like right our wrongs. Wouldn't that be nice if we just wrote our wrongs?
What a little bitch.
He comes in and you're just like, yeah, he's the bad guy, right? Like, he's going to be the
the marketing kind of, the trailers and stuff that they put out. It kind of had that a little bit already, but they really hammer in, like, you're not supposed, like, don't trust this guy. He's a little fucking.
And then he's like, we're gonna need Grady because we want to get Blue. She's the last of her species, so we need to save her. And so she goes to Grady, who's doing what? Building a cabin.
Oh yeah, he's been doing nothing for the past 3 years. Wearing
a flannel,
drinking brewskis. Fucking being dirty.
Never clean, always dirty. A man's job is never done.
I shower by rubbing my dirty oil towel on me. Fuck.
And shower in the mud and the
And who would have guessed that their fucking flimsy ass relationship that didn't get past one date wouldn't have fucking fell through?
Yeah, because like he wanted to like live in a van or like an RV or something. Yeah. She was like, I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just fucking, that's great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
God.
And she's like, you're just gonna let Blue die. He's like, listen, we're just gonna let things happen. But then he goes and he watches old baby videos of the raptors, which are very cute. And he's like, God damn it, I'm gonna end up going back to this island.
And you want to guilt trip a man.
Right. Then we meet Maisie, Lockwood's daughter, and she loves dinos and scaring people. Very charming.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you look so much like your mother. So very much like your mother, it's almost like you were the same person. It's almost as if we took part of her and made another person, and that person was you. Almost like that, but it's not. That's crazy.
Not that at all.
We wouldn't do that. But if we did, it could be like that. Like they pretty much all.
And then we just continue
right there. Yeah, they really hold out that revelation, but like we know pretty early on, it is awry.
It's fucking. It's ew. Just ew.
And then we meet Wheatley, who's also like, very sketch with his crew. Like, do not trust this guy. Guy looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
And Franklin, we get a fun scene where he's like talking to Grady, and he's like, I once rode my motorcycle with the Raptors, and he's like, we're not compatible. Because he's basically the nerdy guy who's not meant to be in the jungle. And he's like, is that the T-Rex? It's like, listen, bro, there's plenty of things on this island that'll kill you before the T-Rex ever does. Yeah. You got the Dilophosauruses, you got the Carnotauruses, you got the Allosauruses.
There's literally like even just and like
the volcano.
Like even dinosaurs that look like they won't that they're super friendly and don't want to eat you.
Constellacious.
Yeah, like they're like they could just just step on you.
Yeah, you can get stepped on pretty easily.
It's like there's a lot of
hit by a horn of a Triceratops. You can die very quickly, very by a variety of ways that won't ever involve a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's probably why we're not on the team. Like we probably just stress him out.
Like, oh, you think the Rex is bad? Let's go through some of this other shit. I'm pretty sure some of these plants are poisonous too. Great stuff there. And then Zaya, she sees her first dino, and that's like very cool for her. It's like, yes, we get it. Yeah, the oohs and the ahs, but the screaming and also the volcano. You should probably wrap, get this going.
Everyone remember the volcano. Please.
So Franklin gets the gates open, and everyone else is tasked with wrangling. And Owen makes a pretty tasteless joke where he's like, yeah, if I die, just remember, you're the reason I'm here. So
my connection time out. I can't
have fun with that. So Grady finds Blue, and they have a sweet moment where they're like, she's because it's been a while since they've been together. So she's like kind of remembers him, but also is like, hey, I've been running my own shit. Like, I'll do my own thing. And just as he's about to subdue the Velociraptor, tranks go off, and that immediately pisses Blue off.
Oh yeah.
Like, you had one job. Let me get the raptor.
Like a lot of the bad stuff, a lot of like the conflict of the movie, I think stems from this one.
Yeah.
Part of the movie, like when they're circling Blue, and and one person, I guess he just fired too early, or
and he's like, your guys need to get the fuck back, and then the one guy like raises his gun, and Blue mauls the hell out of him, and then he just shoots her. Yeah.
I mean, as you do, as a fucking Velociraptor is on you. I'm sorry. I'm on side gun guys. I would have shot her. Is this dinosaur on me? I'm gonna shoot her.
If a guy goes, hey, step back, and you're like, oh, let me pick up my gun. It's like, horrible idea.
No, great idea. You pick up your gun. There's a fucking dinosaur there. There's dinosaurs all around you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get close to my gun, and then when a dinosaur jumps on me, I'm gonna fucking shoot the bitch. And then I'm not the bad guy. I'm here doing my job and saving my own life.
And then he also tranks Chris Pratt, who's now just...
That was a dick move.
That was a very dick move.
I'll say that. That's a bit of a dick move. These are tranks like meant for like dinos.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty fucked.
And then Zaya's like, listen, you need me to save this dinosaur, so y'all can fuck off with your guns. So Claire and Franklin, they're locked in, and Cybo starts erupting. And Mills is like, oh, yes, the dinos, they're coming. I'm on the phone with my investor. And Maisie's like, hey, I got something. He's like, would you shut the fuck up? I mean, I'll talk to you later about that thing. You have a good rest of your day. Anyway, back to the secret of dinosaur stuff.
Real subtle.
Yeah, very subtle. She suspects nothing. Grady then gets licked and barely avoids lava, which he should have caught on fire from this lava.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember Anakin Skywalker?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone on this movie who wrote the movie has ever been around lava, but you can't even be meters away without feeling intense heat.
Yeah, like you will get third-degree burns or just catch on fire.
Yeah, shit's hot. It's
fucking lava.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if
molten
it's hard,
magma.
Yeah. It really is hard to describe just how fucking hot
lava is.
Lava.
In fact, most of the time when something is hot, we're like, oh man, that's like lava. But this is literally fucking lava.
Literal lava is in a whole nother level of hot.
It's so hot that it's the measuring scale of all heat.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's warm. You can't be next to it without.
Yeah, and he's just
burning.
flipping away.
Yeah.
It's like going over a log, around a log. No, it's gonna melt that log, and that log is gonna catch on fire and just disintegrate.
Yeah,
it's gonna
like lava doesn't flow like water does. It's completely different. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
and also it's hot.
But he avoids it, and then meanwhile, Claire and Franklin run into a baryonyx. Who gets hit by lava but doesn't die.
Yep, he's completely fine.
But they barely escape up a ladder and trap the baryonyx in, but it's okay. He gets taken away later.
Yeah.
Grady meets them, and they're all running from the stampede. They hide behind the gyrosphere, and we get our first appearance in, Jurassic Park canon at this point of the Carnotaurus, who then fights an Ankylosaurus and loses, and then gets killed by Rexy, who then runs away because the Queen of Nublar don't take no shit.
Nope.
She always comes right off camera and murders the shit out of whatever's there. It's great. But it was cool to see the Carnotaurus, who does appear in Camp Cretaceous seasons 1 and 2, but but I don't think it's the same Carnotaurus. So they run over a cliff, and somehow a gun is fired underwater, and a knife can jimmy away bulletproof glass. Yep. Movie logic.
Oh yeah.
They swim to shore, and also there's lava entering the water, which should heat it up immensely and probably boil whatever's in it.
Yeah,
at a certain point.
Like when lava, when it hits water, it solidifies. Because it's not, liquid rock anymore, but it's still incredibly hot. Even when you're dealing with molten metal like aluminum and you dunk it in water, you still have to use gloves or clamps to pick the thing up. It's still really hot just because it hit, and the water boils when it drops into the bucket of water. It's this would happen. It would make that water incredibly hot. Just because it would essentially the sheer amount of heat
everything
coming
inside
off.
of it.
Yeah, that's really what it would do. Just for the sheer amount of heat being radiated off of a fucking lava.
But movie logic. So they swim to shore, and they drive. They see that Rexy got taken, the baryonyx, and the Allosaurus that they saw earlier.
Yeah.
And so they jump a car into a boat.
Yeah.
And we see Wheatley's affinity for stealing teeth, which is the dick move.
Yeah, I can kind of get that as a sportsman thing. If you kill the animal,
But you didn't.
first.
It's just like trained.
little
It's like
bit.
drugged out over there.
Yeah, like that's kind of that's a little fucked. That's like sadistic.
Mhm.
A little bit.
And then we see a brachiosaur from the shoreline as the smoke slowly envelops it as it calls out.
Yeah.
And that was the exact same brachiosaurus from the first Jurassic Park that we saw jump and eat the leaf and stomp down.
Yeah.
That is the one that died in the lava. Very
Yeah.
sad. What introduced us to Isla Nublar is what sent us out.
I think it's kind of, I think it's it's definitely like a fucking emotional scene. It's like,
Yes.
the ones that couldn't be, saved.
They fucking
this
got
man,
killed by lava on that island.
Yeah, killed.
So then the auction guy is like, $4 million a dinosaur. That's an easy day in the stock market. And I'm like, also $4 million for a dinosaur?
I think you should be saying billion. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like it's a fucking dinosaur, bro. Like $4 million is jump change. This movie costs like $500 million.
Yeah, they're not even like. It just kind of shows, the how they think about wealth at Hollywood. But even aside from the fact that they're fucking dinosaurs, they're also like, and coming from an age where dinosaurs were like quote unquote plentiful, now they are the last dinosaurs again. Like,
we have like 30 dinosaurs left.
Yeah, like
done.
Like inflate those prices, make money.
Like
from those.
I know Wu
$2
still
million
had some embryos, but like still.
Yeah, like $2 million. Really? You use that to transport the dinosaurs.
Yeah, pretty much. So Maisie overhears this very lowballed plan.
Yeah.
And tells Lockwood, who's like, children, we'll deal with that later. So then Blue needs a blood transfusion, and only the T-Rex has the right blood type. So they do a really cool, like, they get the blood from Rexy and they have to get in the cage, and Owen like has to dive through her mouth, like man shit.
I did like the dive like through the mouth.
That was actually Chris Pratt's idea.
Oh, wow.
It was a cool idea, cool scene.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Maisie sees a video of Blue, how, unlike the other raptors, she doesn't attack the weakness of the person she cares about. She actually she shows like sympathy and things.
Yeah.
While we see her getting, these wounds fixed, and like you see a tear come out of her eye and things. Mm. But she's fixed. Blue is healed and will make a recovery. And then Wu tells Mills that, Blue better survive because this Indoraptor needs a mother. This prototype is fucked. Like we're starting over. We got to have a mom. This thing's an asshole. Speaking of spooky dinos, there's a cool, Maisie's like stepping backwards and you see like its arm like reach out. And, flick her hair.
Yeah. I think that was used in like some of the promotional.
Yeah, it was
material too.
Very spooky.
It's still very like, that's like a little chill.
We're starting to get back into that horror aesthetic I was talking about.
Yeah, like that's a very tingly fucking scene there.
Meanwhile, Franklin's like whisked away to work, and he does this for like the rest of the movie. We never until like right at the end, he's like working on this, like forced to work on this shit. It's weird.
He became a legit cabin boy.
Yeah, he moved up the ranks too, because later we see him, he's in the lab.
Oh yeah,
so it's like he got promoted all that.
He just took a different avenue to his calling.
Yeah. So Claire and Grady get caught and they get put in the brig with the dinos.
Mm-hmm.
And Lockwood goes to stop Mills, who just pillows him, suffocates him.
Yeah. Because we get to see like the cane.
Yeah, fucking, shatter.
Yeah, shatter. All symbolically.
Yeah.
Like see
the dreams are dead.
You guys see the symbolism?
Yeah.
It's all over the scene.
We put it in slow-mo for you so you really understand it. So Mills then, like, because Claire and Grady are like, how dare you? And he's like, hey, you guys, you exploited animals. You showed how raptors can obey commands and didn't think about what that would do to the world. I'm just honest that I'm a fucked up dude. I want money.
like sure, I guess, but
like, she worked at a theme park.
yeah, she
You're selling
yeah,
dinosaurs
yeah,
underground
he
after murdering the guy you're supposed to launder
yeah,
money for.
yeah. She went through all of the legal procedures, got
Yes.
investors, took all the protocols. You are just undercutting everything, and would be completely okay with murdering people to get what you wanted. Like Claire, once she figured out people were, getting hurt, she wanted to stop it immediately. Like there's a clear, stark difference between the two. And Claire's just stupid.
Maisie escapes her room, finds Lockwood dead. The rich people arrive. Mills kind of plays off. He's like, "Oh no, she's dead. Oh, or he's dead. Oh, and by the way, you're fired, Nanny." Maisie sees the old photos and kind of gets the idea of like, that does look exactly like me.
Yeah.
And then we see the Pachycephalosaurus busting walls and shit.
Oh yeah.
And it's a very cute dinosaur.
It is.
Because it wants to smash things, and so
it does. All it wants to do is ram into things.
So Grady has it bust through the wall, bust through a door, hits a beam, kind of knocks itself silly for a second.
Yeah.
And then it just goes running around the auction.
I feel like that's like one of the the derpier dinosaurs in my own head canon.
Like it's just like ramming into people. You see people just flying up in the air, and it's like ramming chairs and shit. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna hit this. Oh, I'm gonna hit this too. Oh, I'm gonna hit that thing over there.
It could be scared to death or having the time of its life, and we wouldn't.
I think it was having the time of its life. I think it was like, they never let me break anything at the park. I'm breaking all the
shit. They never let me break anything.
It's like the spaceship scene from the Lego movie. Like, this, like, hey, Pachycephalosaurus, you can break this. Break it! Great time. And then it actually escapes out of the mansion. So even if they did kill the dinosaurs, the Pachycephalosaurus got out.
Yeah, it got out.
Went to smash some more shit.
Oh yeah. He's gonna have a great time.
Great time. But they tried to sell the Indoraptor anyway, which was, fucked up.
Yeah.
Because the Indoraptor is essentially just the Indominus, but smaller with a targeting gun.
Yeah. It's and also it's got yellow on it too.
It's got a yellow stripe.
Yeah, it's got yellow on it.
And it's extremely murderous.
Yes, yeah. It really does just look like the Indominus just scaled down though.
But like there's something about its eyes where it's just like looks more psychotic.
Yeah.
The Indominus still felt like an animal. This thing feels like a murderer.
Yeah.
So the auction obviously goes wrong. Packy escapes. Grady fights some guards and stops the Indo from going back to the cell. So it's now just like in the middle of the floor. And then Wheatley comes. And he's like, I'm going to take that tooth. So he tranks it and it plays possum. It does that interesting little thing. Like first its tail goes up and it turns around. And when he turns around, like its eye opens, it kind of smiles a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it bites his arm, rips its arm off, then eats Wheatley. So Wheatley got what was coming to. Got a little greedy with teeth.
Yeah, which like I can't really get around his fucking thought process. I know he's really into teeth, I guess. I guess
but like this thing is like a monster.
Yeah, like what would compel you, to do that? And like like that's just a dumb thing to do.
Yep. And the auctioneer and the people in the elevator are eating as well because the Indominus accidentally opens the elevator with its tail.
Yeah, I think it like smashed just the fucking
and so it just opened back up, and he's like, "Oh, hey, cool."
So I get to eat all these people now.
And then Mills is like, "You can't trust Maisie. She's a clone. You can't put it back in the box." And it's like, we're trying, but you're making it very hard to put this shit back in the box.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Indoraptors takes the guards that are with him. Like you have a conversation and it just grabs the guards.
Yeah.
It's an interesting way to frame that scene. And then Wu does what Wu always does. He packs up his shit and leaves.
Yeah. It's kind of one of the most clear thinking characters of the series. Like
he's like, okay, it's fucked. Get everything. We're out of here.
I'm just gonna go later.
That's why he's not dead yet.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Like he survived all of these movies and people just don't notice why, because he leaves.
But he does get tranked by Franklin, who was working in the lab. And they let Blue out, who just mauls the shit out of some guards.
Yeah.
And then
who shoots a gas thing. Yeah.
And Blue smells the gas and runs away. So good for her. Very smart. Yeah. But now this poison gas is going to eventually just start leaking into the compound, which will kill all the dinosaurs in the cages. Yeah. So again, nature just keeps finding a way to try to kill these. It's like Final Destination for these dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And we keep just sideswiping it.
Yeah. It's like how many times can you think of an entire culture, like animal culture kind of deal, all of them being in one place and then being able to all die at once, and then that happened, like having multiple instances of everything can just go away all at once right now, and you just got to think it's not like a sign or something,
right? Like these things have almost died so many times. Yeah. And you're just like, why? Wonder why that keeps happening.
Yeah.
So the Indoraptor plays hide and seek with everybody by the side the Triceratops head.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool scene where they're like going around it. It comes to the top and kind of like lunges down. Yeah. Again, that we get that horror aesthetic back where it's raining.
Yeah. It's got to rain.
There's lightning.
Everyone's wet.
But because we're inside a house or like a mansion, that it's got this, like, we've never really seen Jurassic Park indoors before.
Yeah. I mean, we had like a little bit of like.
Yeah, we had like the kitchen and the visitor center. But this is like legit in a house.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It gives it like, it's like an old dark house movie that Universal would put out in the 40s. But like with dinosaurs. It's a very interesting way to do this movie. Yeah. Lost my place. Oh, here we go. So we get a chase on the staircase, and they hide in the display and they turn the power off. But Franklin reboots the system, so the power just turns back on. And there's this cool shot where Maisie's looking through the glass, and you see like the teeth, like eventually the Indoraptor's face like envelops.
Yeah.
And then it bursts through. Very cool, very scary, very spooky. Again, love the aesthetic.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep saying it because it's really cool. Chase down the hall. Maisie hides like in her bed, like, which makes this again like a slasher movie.
Yeah.
Where she's in her bed, like under the covers, and it's on the roof. We get a really cool shot of it on the roof, and it climbs down and like slowly opens the door.
Yeah.
Comes in and is like reaching for her. Yeah. Very scary.
Mm-hmm.
Very spoopy. So Grady comes in and kind of fucks up this rescue attempt. But Blue comes in, always cleaning up the messes.
Yeah.
But Blue gets tossed, and so they're battling on this rooftop.
Yeah.
And Claire shoots like the little track thing to try to get it to fall through the glass. Blue knocks it all the way through the glass, and it gets impaled on a Triceratops skull, which is, again, really cool looking shot.
Yes, it is. It is.
Cool death for the Indoraptor.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that part's over, but will we save the dinosaurs, or will we let them get gas?
Yeah.
And Claire lets them out of the cages, but can't bring herself to open the door. But then the door opens, and Maisie's like, I had to save them. They're like me. And I'm like, no, they're dinosaurs. You're a person. It's very easy for you to integrate yourself into modern day society.
Yeah.
Not for them.
Like you as a human clone, you're a completely different conversation than what these things are.
Yes. Yeah. You won't completely upset an entire ecosystem by existing. They will.
Yeah.
You won't murder thousands, hopefully, won't murder thousands of people. They will.
She was spiced with some raptor.
Yeah. Like, it's, I understand that she's a child, but we should have watched the kid around the button. The button that lets the dinosaurs out.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like realistically people would be more attentive to the child in like a scary situation. It's like, don't run off and get eaten by accident or hurt yourself. I don't know. Like, just watch the kids.
So there's a stampede and Mills is eaten by Rexy and a Carnotaurus. And the Indo bone is stepped on and dusted, so there will be no more Indominus DNA.
Hopefully.
And then we see Rexy roaring with a lion, Blue looking over like a subdivision. And Goldblum says, welcome to Jurassic World, because now, hey, the box is fucking open now. Yeah. They're it's not an island. It's not a compound. They're just out there now. We have to live with them now.
Yeah.
Because they're going to start breeding, and, humans and dinosaurs were on the same playing field.
I hope you didn't like deer. I hope you didn't like turkey. I hope you didn't like any small mammal. I hope you didn't like bears. I hope you didn't like a lot of birds. Sharks.
Is the mosasaur.
I hope you didn't like animals as you know them now.
Because they're all going to die.
It's all fucked. They're all going to eat eaten. They're not prepared for this. Like you think dinosaurs hibernated? No, they didn't.
We see the mosasaur also come out of like the wave and get
us. Yeah, that was really cool.
So we have a couple of trivia here before we put this franchise to rest here. Sam Neill turned down this movie, but he will be in the new Dominion movie. So, I guess he just wanted to wait one more.
That would be it. That would be
cool. The lion fence, when it's getting taken down, it's the exact same sound as the T-Rex fence. Bryce Dallas Howard learned to scuba dive for the underwater scenes. And basically, the original script for the Indoraptor was that it had been abused by who was raising it. Mm-hmm. And that the guy who was feeding it got eaten. And that when we first see the Indoraptor, he's supposed to be playing with the skull of that guy. But they kind of took all that away about it being abused by the people that were like raising it. And
for why?
I don't know. They probably didn't have time. This movie's already 2 hours. They probably didn't have another 15 minutes to give to it.
Yeah.
I would have preferred this though.
It would have put
a little more backstory for the monster.
Yeah. Because we got that with, Dominus Rex,
and we should have got it with the Indoraptor for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still tell it's treated poorly. And also there was going to be a plot line of it being sick, because like you could see some of its skin's kind of peeling and its mouth looks sickly, like that it's actually dying. And that's why it's so like psychotic, is because it's like a sick, abused animal.
It's like deteriorating right now. Yeah.
Would have been an interesting thing. But nevertheless, that was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Cool. Thoughts on Jurassic World Fallen
Kingdom? It's full of a lot more dumb people. Like a heavy dose of idiocy. Like you said, it has a lot of really cool atmosphere, really cool scenes. Like I said, like the claw scene, like with the girl backing up, and like the whole thing with like it like stalking her almost.
Yes. It was very fixated on her.
Yeah. That was really cool and really tense. I don't like how they had to like shove back fucking Owen and Claire a little bit and like make their drama crap a little bit of part of it. Just cut that out. I don't care. I guess you can clone humans.
So Cole, if you were to rank these 5 movies from worst to best, where would you go?
I would put Jurassic Park, the one. Jurassic Park at the top. I would put I wouldn't put Jurassic World at number 2. I'd have it like kind of sharing a slot with Lost World for me.
So you have Lost World and World as a like 2/3.
Yeah.
Like, together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked both of them. And then I'll put yeah, I think I like this one less than Jurassic Park 3.
So you say 3 and then Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, I do think I like this one less.
Okay.
Just because
Well, for me, I got 3 at 5.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably put Fallen Kingdom, Lost World, World, Park.
Yeah.
But Kingdom and Lost World could flip. Like, I really love the aesthetic of Kingdom, but I think Lost World has a better story. So it's like, but I really love the horror aesthetic in Kingdom. I love the Indoraptor. I love Blue. I love the adding of the Carnotaurus and some of these other dinosaurs that got like Baryonyx. They got like spotlight here. If they could have done it a little better, I would have for sure put it above Lost World. But I can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be an end to the Jurassic Park franchise for us. Join us next time. We'll be talking about Krampus as we head into the holiday season.
I should get to go into movies I haven't watched before.
Until next time, stay safe, stay nerdy.